Hi everyone, this is Frequency Bone Summer Music Connection 11, video 9, and this is from the series Making the Most of What You Have. And today, it's about attitude. So making the most of our attitude, which first we have to obviously ask ourselves or look into, what is our attitude? And we can look at it from a few different places. One, you can ask yourself, do you know the difference between an attitude and a mood? I know that might sound interesting, but does your mood affect your attitude? It might at a certain level. I would suggest you look into it. Or do you have an overriding drive that powers your attitude in a certain kind of way, where your attitude says, no matter how I feel, man, I'm going for this. Might have an attitude that says, well, on top of that, going for this, I have to make sure there's some planning, so I don't wreck up my embouchure for the concert that's next week. Some people who are professionals or even students need to make sure that they're doing the proper maintenance routine. So what's your attitude on maintenance? No, I was going to play duets with someone once. And I said, yeah, I'd love to play duets, but I haven't played today yet, so I'll see you in an hour. And they looked at me like this, and they said, you still need to warm up? Now, I have an attitude about warming up. And the attitude is it's a standard in me. It's a principle. It's like, you know what? If I can get myself ready for something, why wouldn't I want to do that? There's some times where you can feel, gosh, I've been playing so much, it feels like, yeah, I could probably just start playing and, most things maybe right away. But if you've injured yourself, for example, like I did, you have a different attitude about warming up. And even before I hurt myself, this is many, 40 years ago, I hurt myself, over 40 years ago. And it took 3.5 years to recover. I've spoken about it before. But even before that, I warmed up. Because I realized early on that, you know what? My lip doesn't feel the same every day. My breathing doesn't feel the same every day. Now, maybe some people pop out of bed and they can just, boom, do everything right away. So an attitude is very personal, can have personal aspects to it. And the more that you think about attitude, you realize that attitude can provide the altitude, meaning the lift of how high, in terms of development, your playing can go. You might find elements in attitude like, oh, there's something in me of determination. Oh, I'm going to be cautious in this situation and that situation. Oh, I'm only going to look at the conductor sometimes. Now, are these attitudes? They might be. You can take a list of things and ask yourself, what's your attitude about it? And you might start to find subtle distinctions between your opinion and an attitude. Or does your opinion affect your attitude? And figure out how some of those things work. It's very, very interesting because you might find that certain things that you hold inside of yourself as an outlook, an attitude, might not be useful. And the other ones might be more useful that you have that you don't even know you have until you dig there a bit. And you might want to turn those up a little bit more so your attitude can have a practical aspect, like being more measured in your practice time so you don't always end up banged up. Know what you have in your playing so you can plan, saying, oh, I can play a little more today, maybe a little less tomorrow. And don't form opinions, let's say, that say, oh, you know what? You don't have to warm up. I'm good enough. How many athletes do you know, if you know any, that don't warm up? This is a physical thing that needs proper attention. By the way, this is a Monette trombone. Your attitude or your opinion about Monettes, wonder what they are. I love playing this trombone. In fact, lately I'm really getting into it. Wish I had a better mic, but it's just fun to play. There's a certain kind of resistance that makes things so nice and centered. I'm trying to shut this off and I keep missing. What's my attitude about that? I'll try again.